Welcome back to my online video tutorial series. At the end of this video, you should know how to find the angle a lamina makes with the horizontal plane HP. So the first thing to do is to draw a horizontal line from A to cut line BC. At the point where that line cuts BC, we produce that line down to the corresponding line on the plan. Next step is to draw a line from A through that point. Once you have done that, we draw parallel lines through C prime, B prime relative to A prime, intersection prime. The next step would be to establish a perpendicular line here, which would be our auxiliary inclined plane 1, 1. We then transfer the distance from the front elevation onto that. That should give us a straight line. We then measure the angle that is formed between the auxiliary inclined line and the edge view to get the angle that the lamina makes with the horizontal plane. Let's work through it. So the first step is to draw a horizontal line. Horizontal line through A. At the point where the horizontal line cuts line BC, we bring this line vertically downward. Produce this line downward to the corresponding line or side on the plan, which would have been here. Our next step is this is now the true length of the line. We can label this M prime. We then extend A prime, M prime outward. Our next step is to draw parallel lines through point B prime, C prime relative to A prime, M prime. Now that you have done that, our next step is to draw a perpendicular line. This is our auxiliary inclined line. This line should be perpendicular to the parallel lines. We label this Y2, X2. Our next step is to transfer distance from our front elevation. Remember, we are working on this plane, so we step 1, 2 plane back. Yes? Auxiliary elevation. So the next step is to transfer measurements from XY to A and follow that same line, transfer that measurement here onto our auxiliary elevation. This now becomes A2, A2. Go to B, transfer B distance onto B line. B is here. We transfer B distance here. This becomes B2. We then go to C and we transfer C distance on the corresponding line, which is here. And this should give us a straight line. If this doesn't produce a straight line, something is off. This looks pretty straight. So we are good. This is now our edge view or auxiliary elevation. Or auxiliary elevation, yes. Edge view or auxiliary elevation. Now to get the angle that the horizontal, the lamina makes with the horizontal plane, we simply extend this line here and measure the angle. So this is what we want.